And welcome back
to part 5 of the ultimate guide to Dark Souls.
So in this video we're going to be hitting up the lower Undead Burg.
So in the last video we'd just done the Darkroot Gardens, like the first part of it. And right now, before we head to the lower Undeadburg, what we're going to do is, I believe we are going to upgrade our claymore.
Yep, you want to have 9 of these Titanite shards so that you can upgrade your weapon to +5 in the one go. You should have enough souls, but hopefully you'll have enough souls left over from your PvP adventures.
Now, upgrading your claymore isn't necessarily, like, that isn't 100% important. You don't need to upgrade any of your weapons at this point if you have the Drake Sword, but we're doing it just to get out of the way. That way, our weapon, you try to get your weapon to be about +5, +6 or 7 by the time you're coming out of
The depths.
No, not necessarily the depths, when you come back from Quelag. So we're just getting that out of the way, essentially. Although the claymore at +5 has less attack than the greatsword, the claymore does scale a little bit and the greatsword doesn't, so it gets a little bit of bonus from that. Plus we'll be using charcoal pine resin when we fight the Capra demon, which
makes the claymore far more powerful than the Drake sword. Mainly because the charcoal pine resin adds 90 fire damage. The claymore at +5, when you two-hand it, does 201 damage anyway.
Yeah.
Well, with these stats anyway, I believe.
Now, as I'm not entirely sure what it is that we're doing at this particular
point. I think we're
point.
farming for souls so we can upgrade the claymore. We didn't have enough souls to get it all the way up. We bought all the Titanite and then that was it. And then we're here, so I'm assuming it's because we didn't have enough souls.
Must have been the case. Well, as we're just floating about trying to get souls just now, what this video shows us is we do the Capra demon essentially the proper way.
Yeah.
This is where you go in and actually fight him. Now, we've been told that you can defeat the Capra demon by launching fire bombs over his wall, but I've tried to do it and I just wasn't able to get the angle correct. So I don't know if it still seems quite difficult, and obviously
I think you can.
That's obviously the best way to defeat the Capra demon, like just by cheesing it that way.
Yeah.
But as you'll see, using the Ring of Fog significantly lowers the difficulty of the Capra demon doing it legitimately anyway. Now, in this guide we actually tried to show you all the really easy ways to defeat the bosses. I know that's another thing we need to record, killing Manus with the bow, but
yeah. Maybe we can get that done.
Yeah, we'll do that whenever.
So yeah, we do try to show you how to do the bosses the easy way. Unfortunately there are some bosses you just cannot cheese, or staying in small. Yeah,
you just have to be good at doing that.
Yeah, or staying in small is just difficulty.
The setup that we actually had for doing Ornstein small, we actually
smashed them anyway.
Yeah, we had quite an easy time doing it. You need to just prepare for their attacks and things like that.
Yeah, well, they're not entirely difficult, provided if you're going by what this guide does, they're not entirely too difficult due to the fact that by the time we get to them, we've already got a +3 or 4 lightning weapon. Pyromancy glove has been upgraded to the point where it doesn't matter if it's big Ornstein or big small, you're going to do a lot of damage when you hit them with it anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like you're just fishing for souls here.
Yeah, that must have been the case. So, okay.
You've got about 2,500, so yeah, the claymore costs about 400 to upgrade it. It's the only thing I don't like about it. The halberd does cost 200, which is kind of a bonus, since they both do the same damage. And the halberds get a little bit of a better moveset as well. So, yeah.
Well, anyway, so as you can see, we're just going to go down to Andre and we will be upgrading the claymore.
Well,
from there, we're going to show you how to get to lower Undeadburg. Sadly, there's no actual short way of getting there. You just need to run back and be done with it.
But provided you've taken out the armor bill, it's not really going to be much of an issue.
Yeah.
So yeah, as you can see here, get a claymore up to +5. 9 Titanite shards is exactly what you need for that. So that says get a decent two-handed weapon.
Where are you up to?
It's something about getting phoned when we're doing these videos.
Alright, good. Yeah, sorry about that. Apparently my phone goes off during videos as well, so... But it's fine because it wasn't an embarrassing phone call like Tony and his uncle. Watch that part of The Last of Us if you haven't seen it, by the way.
Anyway.
Nah, I'm not going to take the piss. Just watch all our videos because we're good. We're funny.
So, thankfully there's not too much to say about this video. The lore on Undeadburg is pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah,
but
more running, more running.
Yeah, so we're just running to get back to the bridge with the dragon on it.
Yeah, this is the best way to get back. You can go back to Firelink Shrine and run back up that way, which might have been, and I've already used the Firekeeper, so it doesn't matter now. But you can go to Firelink Shrine, then run all the way back to the easy part of Undeadburg if you want, but that is a rather long and tedious route.
Yeah.
So this is the quickest way back there.
You don't want to go through the parish because there's a bunch of Baldurnites and things.
It's boring, because, you know, it's just Baldurnites. Enemies that you don't need to get into a fight with, because like you can one hit all these guys, so why not just run, you know, straight down this way, get to the bonfire, and then fucking sprint across the bridge. You do need to be careful though, because the Drake does appear at the bridge, because, you know, that's what it does. It's a Drake. Territorial bastards. So
you want to rest at this bonfire in case the Drake does show up on the bridge and then just blast your ass with fire. So just remember that.
So just run past everything. The Drake will come when you're about maybe 3/4 of the way down this bridge. Is when you'll get hit with. Yep, you seen it there? It's top left there. Peace.
Ah, I see it.
Yeah, it was top left a couple of seconds ago. As you can see,
we got totally destroyed. Thankfully, we had just enough.
Yep.
And then we just shit ourselves and running.
There's pretty much no point doing anything there. Although definitely run with your shield up, because your shield also has a fire percentage decrease. That'll be Paul. Gonna go tell him, we'll be like 5 minutes. So yeah, your shield does have an added fire resistance, which will stack with your armor's resistance as well. So running down there with your shield up's good, because then you'll take reduced damage from the dragon attack.
At least we think.
Nope, confirmed.
Really?
Confirmed.
Oh.
By myself, actually.
Oh, nice.
I sprinted down the bridge wearing fully upgraded paladin armor. It took the Drake 3 hits to kill me, and then when I done it with my shield when run down the bridge, the Drake, I managed to like outlast. I think it was 4 or 5 hits it managed.
Oh well, there you go. You heard it here first.
Yep. And that was using the Dragon Crest shields. There's a lot of resistance in it.
Now up there was the shortcut which takes you back to
the first bonfire that you got to in Upper Undeadburg.
Yeah. So you definitely want to hit that.
So just clearing up these dogs here, and
you want to keep your guard up for these dogs, because I remember when I first played this, like the dogs can kind of fuck you up.
Yeah.
So you just the best thing to do is let them attack you, hit off your shield, they'll get stunned back, and then you just hit them with your sword. If you have the Drake sword or the upgraded claymore, they'll die in one hit.
Yeah. Also, you will need the residence key. If you haven't bought the residence key, then you need to go get it again, which is fine because you just unlocked a shortcut that'll take you right there. But you cannot use the master key on this door.
Here. Somebody, anybody,
thankfully we got the residence key nice and early.
Yeah.
Unlock the door.
One of the first things we bought was the residence key.
I'm finished.
So now,
how did this ever happen?
We're going to use that key to open this lock, and look who it is.
Is it Griggs?
Yes, this is Griggs of Vinhind.
You opened the door for me.
He is your first point of sorceries in the game, other than soul arrows. He sells multiple spells and he sells catalysts as well. It's just the basic catalyst that the sorcerer class starts with, which you don't need to buy, because just in that box there's one right there with a full sorcerer's set, which is actually not a bad set. The gauntlets are light and they've got very good defensive properties when fully upgraded.
Oh hello, I'm fine.
So he will return to Firelink Shrine the next time you reload the game or rest at a bonfire. He will reappear at Firelink Shrine. So down this way is Flaming Torch Hollows, the worst thing in this fucking game.
Yeah, they can actually do quite a lot of damage, so you want to try and bait them out one by one.
You want to try and not get hit and do stuff like that, it's flashy. But yeah, getting hit off one of those.
Yeah, so I accidentally kicked twice at this particular point, but yeah, just hit them. I mean, they're really squishy, but obviously, like if you get ganged up on, they can just totally drain all your health.
Yeah, so you can say that if they want, but they're still zombies with fire torches. So this is Twin Humanity. I believe this is the first one you get in the game. Is it not?
Might be, I'm not sure. Regardless of that, it's still.
You get them all. You get one off the gargoyles as well. Never mind.
No, you don't get Twin Humanity.
Yeah, it's Twin Humanity from the gargoyles. So,
Dinner.
here's a little trick. Two-hand your weapon, and you should jumping attack is the best thing to do.
But yeah, you can hit these hollow thieves which come out and get you from behind.
Yeah.
The doors open as soon as you walk down a little bit. This means you only have one hollow to contend with.
These are the only enemies in the game that will also backstab you.
Yeah.
So be careful of that. Every time they parry, they will go for the riposte, and they
So-
will do tons of damage because they're using bandit daggers.
There's nothing in that room. In here there is the mail breaker.
Or as I like to call it, the which new game am I on counter? Because it is useless. Absolutely useless.
So there we picked up a Hollow Thief, like the
Hood.
helmet. Yeah, the hood. Now the Hollow Thief armor only has 3 parts, but it is actually incredibly good for the amount of
The
weight.
Hollow Thief chest is one of my favourite chest pieces in the game for weight and defense ratios. It's
Yeah.
really, really good. It's light as all hell as well.
And gives good defense for obviously its weight.
Yeah.
So those there's very few sets of armor which you can only get from enemies, and that is essentially the Hollow Thief set and the Hollow Warrior and Hollow Soldier armor.
Yeah.
All the other sets of armor
You can
be
pick
get
up at one point in the game.
in other areas, but it's important to note that these enemies definitely drop them. These enemies also drop the bandit dagger and the target shield. I'm pretty sure this is the only place you can get the bandit knife from.
Yeah, it's the only Hollow Thieves in the game that you can get the bandit knife off of.
I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know if you can get the bandit knife elsewhere.
This
but
is even if you can get it somewhere else in the game, this is the best place to get it.
Yeah, it's
because
definitely the first place
It's
to
not
get
an
it, so-
available drop. It's not an available item that you can pick up. You actually do have to get it in a drop. So this would be your best place due to the fact there are 8 Hollow Thieves in this area, which is really good. Especially if you're going for that bandit knife or any part of the Hollow Thief armor as well, which is something else. So, god fucking damn it. That was fucking Paul. Right, I'm putting my phone on silent now. But yeah, bring the video back up. I don't want.
yeah, so
so-
you can only get them off the Hollow Thief.
Yeah. There are 2 more Hollow Thieves down there to the left. There's a little stairway on the right that you go to. You should be going that way, first of all, because you want to unlock the shortcut that takes you all the way back to Firelink Shrine.
Yeah.
You would have picked up a decent amount of souls by now. You'd have picked up, hopefully, some pieces of hollow armor.
Yeah, hopefully.
Possibly a bandit knife, because it's not a very good PvE weapon.
But PvP, you can do some crazy. Oh well, we got the bandit knife there.
There's a
But
bandit knife.
PvP, you can do a lot of damage with the
Yeah.
bandit knife.
Now there's an item at the end of this corridor, but we're going to grab it on the way down to the depths.
Yeah.
Right up here is a very important merchant in the game.
Oh, definitely very
if
important.
you didn't get lucky and you don't have any moss, you need, I would say, take at least 5 purple moss and at least 2 or 3 blooming purple moss.
This
If
is
you don't
actually,
have them, buy them from the merchant.
if you use our Blighttown guide, it is handy to have them, but it is actually
Just in
unnecessary. If you have the Ring of Fog, the moss become you really need the blooming moss to get rid of your poison, your toxic build-up. But with the Ring of Fog, you basically don't get bothered by the blowed up people in
Yeah.
Blighttown. So just a point to make, but you should probably just get some anyway.
So we're going to go ahead and open up the shortcut because Firelink Shrine gives you 10 Estus flasks and our rat just get beaten out of existence. But yeah, the Firelink Shrine gives us 10 Estus flasks. Not only that, it's one of the central hubs of the game. And by this point I believe Greg's will probably be back here by the time we rest at the shrine as well. So
At the end of the video, we will show you what Greg sells. So
that was unfortunate.
something incredibly stupid happens here. I don't know how all that happened, but
I believe this
shit
was-
myself and then just ran.
Yeah. So yeah, just get the fuck out there, rest at the bonfire, heal up, whatever you gotta do, just get the hell away from that.
So yeah, Griggs is there. We'll show you what he sells at the end of the video.
Yeah. Greg's stuff is very good if you plan on being having an intelligence build. He sells the magic weapon, which is a brilliant thing to have right off the bat because you get loads of damage. And if you're using a good catalyst, you'll get even more damage. So, you know, if you do have magic weapon at this point, best to use that over the pine resins.
Yeah.
Mainly
But that's
because-
if you're an intelligence build, obviously.
Yeah, if you're an intelligence build, then you're going to have the stat to back it up, so your catalyst will be giving you some better damage from a magic weapon as opposed to from a charcoal pine or a golden pine resin. So, I think this... Yeah. Just run through that. There is no reason to take on anything else there, other than that one guy.
Now, again, to reiterate, like we said in the, I think it was the previous video or previous videos, we said that we actually die the first time with the Capra Demon.
Yeah.
So I mean, in this video we do die, and we'll show you that. But it's just it's important to note that although we did die, the technique that we're going to show you is probably going to lower your chances of dying significantly.
Yeah, it's a lot safer because you do have to be careful. I mean, you'll see it when we step in. The Capra Demon is a bit of a tricky boss. You really do have to have your blocking down, you need to have your rolling down. You need to be decent in crowd control as well, because it's not just the Capra Demon in there, he's also got two dogs that will... that got a little bit more health than the dogs that you've already fought in lower Undeadburg. So they won't die in one hit unless you've got Pine Resin or Magic Weapon on your Claymore.
So here we're going to show you what the merchant sells while we're here. So they sell the blood red clump, which reduces bleeding, etc. The poison thrown knives, which are
all the mosses.
really handy.
Poison thrown knives are fantastic in PvP and PvE. I like to lob them at bosses sometimes.
Now, she also sells dung pie. Now, with dung pie, you can do a very interesting thing. If you have a lot of soul packets, or indeed just souls, she sells an infinite amount of dung pie, which now that means that you can then buy that amount of souls in dung pies. Now, those dung pies can be put into your bottomless box.
You can only carry 198 at a time.
Well, still, that's how much. That's 198 times 200.
Yeah, so there's still a safe amount of souls. I mean, you're talking about 40,000 there. Souls safe that you're putting by at a time. Is it more than that?
Like 200.
Yeah, it would be about 400,000.
Times 100.
Near enough 400,000 maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it's actually 40,000.
Yeah.
Well, this means that you're allowed to bank 40,000 worth of souls. Well, no, because you can still carry, you can put away 198.
99 on you, 99 in the box. The box doesn't let you put away more than 99.
Oh, okay, well.
So about 198 you can carry on you at any one time, which is 39,600 souls. So there you go, you can bank 39.5 grand.
Without any fear of losing your souls.
This is assuming that you're not a Dark Wraith, by the way. If you're not a Dark Wraith, then this method won't work because you can't sell on your dung pie.
Ah, right, yeah. Well, obviously we'll explain that in the Covenant video, but just to explain at this point, if you are a Dark Wraith, you won't have Kingseeker Framp to sell your items to. But basically, it means that you just buy dung pie for 200, and then you sell them back to Framp for 200 for. Yeah, Kingseeker Framp for 200, which means you can essentially bank and save 40,000 souls without any fear, which is good.
I mean, 40,000 souls, that's upgrading a dragon weapon 4 times.
Yeah,
if you're using a Moonlight Greatsword, that's a Moonlight Greatsword plus 4. What more do you want?
It's just good for security.
What more can dung pie offer? So yeah, at this point what we're doing is we're obviously bumping up our armor set a little bit here, because we figure, if we're going to go medium roll, we may as well go full medium roll. So put on your bulky armour, or if you're going to go light roll, try and get as close to the 25% region as you can and put on as much bulky armour as you can, but try and keep your light roll in there.
I think we keep the light roll.
Well, it'd be a good idea, because Capra Demon, some of his attacks you need to dodge. There is a jumping attack that he does that you can't block. It will knock you flat on your face every time. You can't block that. His two-handed swing takes a lot of stamina, so you won't be able to block that with a heater shield, I don't think.
No, I think you can but it totally breaks your guard, so you'd have
Provided your endurance is as high as ours, then yeah, you should be able to block it, but if you've not touched your endurance, then you better really put on some heavy armour, because you're going to get chucked about a little bit in this fight.
Yeah, so I mean, if you've got a medium roll, just bulk up your armour, if not. But yeah, so are we on a medium roll there? I'm not sure.
That was medium roll, yeah.
If that's the case, then I think we just went in with the medium roll then. I mean, I took the Firelink Talisman off or something like that.
No, I think you're switching down to the black gauntlets. Yeah, you just switched out to the black leather gauntlets. I think you're going for 25% weight.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer a speedy character. I don't like the medium roll.
I don't see any point to go to 50% weight for any boss at all in the game.
It is definitely more beneficial to have the dodging ability than it is to. I mean, the way I see it is,
rolling takes less stamina if you can time it right. It takes less stamina if you
blocking.
time it wrong. Then if you get hit, then it counts as an attack of opportunity on you. Because you're in a vulnerable stance, you take more damage as well. So you need to be careful. So right here,
now
there's a dog on the left and a dog on top of the fucking stairs.
As you can see, the dogs didn't aggro immediately. Now, without the Ring of Fog, the dogs do aggro immediately. So you
unfortunately get trapped here, so Capra Demon does fuck you up. See, it's not even the Capra Demon that's difficult, it's just the dog. It's a pain in the ass.
I actually thought I had it there, but yeah.
wasn't enough stamina in the gauge to block that two-handed attack, so as you can see there, sometimes it is better to go for the 25% instead of the 50%, because rolling there, although it would have been difficult to time and direct in a way that would be safe, if you did pull that off, you would have still had stamina to come out of with standing up, and you'd have a bit of time to heal. But
true.
The heater shield, although it weighs so little and it's still 100% block, it's just the stability is an issue.
Yeah, definitely.
If it wasn't for the stability being so low, the heater shield would be broken.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
I mean, if the heater shield gave you over 66 stability when it was fully ranked up to plus 15, it'd be broken. So it would. I think it goes as high as 62, which isn't all that bad, but the Boulder Shield is still a far superior alternative.
Yeah.
I think the Boulder Shield starts with more stability than
You'll
that.
see in later videos that the Boulder Shield is ridiculous.
It's mental. I love that shield so much.
So anyway, we're back at the Capra Demon now, and
healing up because we're out of combat, etc, etc. Getting your claymore on, don't forget your resin, and then boom, into the...
Well, don't forget your resin if you're using resins. I actually forgot to put it on soon before I went in. But yeah, so I plan on taking care of the dogs. I just make sure I'm at a safe distance, and then I can run up here.
Get lucky there with that dog going over the top of it.
It's true.
So yeah, the one-handed heavy attack, thrusting attack will kill the dogs in one hit, which is something that's really good. And apparently the one-handed light attack killed that dog in one hit.
Oh, that's good to know.
It doesn't usually.
So yeah, you saw it here. So at this point, I put the resin on, and then I proceed to wail on the Capra Demon.
He's not all that difficult. It's just making sure you don't make any mistakes. It's the difficult part.
There's a technique like this. You get him down here, and he'll do that, and then you can full attack him.
That's
just
a third of his health. A third of his health. The Capra Demon doesn't have a plunging attack animation, so if you get him with one properly, that one only hit him once. See, right there. That one hit him twice. Done 487 damage. That's 2 hits, and that's it. Game over. Capra Demon is that easy, provided you can get that done. Provided the dogs aren't there anyway, he's a fucking piss easy boss.
So in there, you saw that you're actually able to stagger the Capra Demon.
Yeah.
So if you do enough damage to it, it will fall back.
Two-handed jump attack from this Y-hander will always stagger. You can use this Y-hander with 2 hands at this point, but it'll only stagger if this Y-hander is plus 5 or higher.
So that's that video done. We hope you enjoyed that. Hope it was informative. It's a pretty short video, but
next video is Adepts, I suppose, and
that's a long video.
Then.
So yeah.
See you later.
See you. Hi, so as promised, we were going to show you what Greg sells. As you can see, aside from the vendor down in New Londo Ruins, can't quite remember his name right now, this is the the first proper magic vendor, the one that you're really intended to get. So as you can see, he gives soul arrows, heavy soul arrows, other things like that. He also sells the Bellowing and Lingering Dragon Crest Ring, and he also sells the staff as well, because I picked it up already anyway.
Do stay safe.
So yeah, not a lot, but there you go.